In this short video, I'm going to cover how Philly got those clean looks in that first quarter, and then I'm going to cover a defensive sequence by the Raptors, which was a pretty good one and is more indicative of how the Raptors generally played on defense, even though they got killed in that first quarter. And then finally, I'll cover the turning point in this game, or at least what I thought was a turning point. Before we get to all that, please do subscribe to this channel. We are trying hard to create some good content for you, and if you enjoy it, give us a subscribe and do like this video because it helps us out a lot. It makes this video a little bit more popular in YouTube's recommendation engine, so we really appreciate the like on this video. Enjoy. Philly tried to go through Embiid a lot early on in this game, and to start off with, they're going to try to post him up against Pascal Siakam here. And the Raptors' decision to double here is a very interesting one, especially because Philly's strategy is pretty clear. They want to go to Embiid and space out shooters, and you can see Korkmaz here clear right after Embiid catches the ball. But the interesting decision here is the sending of help through Bembry, who is an excellent defender, but that does leave Green open, and more importantly, the pass from Embiid to Green is very simple. He can see him clearly, he's in his line of sight. He doesn't have to skip over people. So the pass to Green here becomes quite easy for Embiid. Also note that as Korkmaz is clearing, Fred VanVleet is not. He's sticking in the paint because the Raptors are playing some sort of a zone defense, basically helping a lot on Embiid. You can see Fred VanVleet and Bembry both worried about Embiid there, and even Norm there is concerned with Embiid. So what Embiid does, because he is a good passer, he finds the right man, he finds Green, and now you can see a 2-on-1 situation developing at the bottom of the screen where Fred VanVleet has to decide between Harris and Korkmaz, and he correctly picks Harris because you're supposed to go to the first guy in line for the pass. And the key thing here is that Korkmaz is now open, and the guy left to make the rotation is Bembry from all the way over there, and this one is just very difficult to make. Transition basketball is essentially a race to the other end of the court to see if you can get a numbers advantage. Philly here is helped by Bembry trying to slow Harris down in the middle of the court, because that creates a 2-on-1 situation at the bottom of the court and leaving Norm very vulnerable, because now he's got to deal with Green and Korkmaz on the right side of the court. And Bembry will try to recover, but it's going to be a little too late. Communication in transition is really hard, and if you're not making it against a team that's looking to push in transition, you probably will get burned, and this play is a good example of that. Fred misses the shot here, and Philly will look to push immediately with Korkmaz going there and trying to park himself in the corner. So this is late first, so he's already hit a couple of threes, so the Raptors should be a little bit more aware of him, except Terrence Davis is more worried about the ball handler, who he's guarding on a cross switch, and Korkmaz is going there to park himself in the corner, and Davis is basically pointing at somebody else, I don't know exactly who, to pick up Korkmaz. It's another 2-on-1 being developed by Philly here on the top of the screen there. You got Chris Boucher, who has a decision to make on who to guard. And he's going to, again, pick the guy with the ball, which makes probably the most sense. And this is where Norman Powell realizes that he's way too far off. He should have been a lot quicker in transition to picking up Korkmaz, who he's guarding on a cross switch. And the realization is simply too late. I know I'm picking plays where Philly is scoring here, but the Raptors overall played some pretty sound defense throughout this game. And I'm just going to show this one play where how they doubled Embiid and were still able to rotate out to the shooters. And they did this for the most part pretty well after the first quarter. And I honestly thought the Raptors lost this game just because they didn't make their open shots. But this play really highlights how improved the Raptors defense has been from the start of the season, where they're able to send help and then rotate and close out intelligently. Here you can see Fred come out and rotate out to Harris, and then Norm will go and deal with Korkmaz. And while Norm is dealing with Korkmaz, Siakam is making a direct path to Green because he knows that's where the pass is going to go next. And all three shots are well contested, so excellent defense by the Raptors overall in this possession and generally the game as well. This was the turning point of the game for me because the Raptors are making a run here. They're down 8, and they're going to get a stop here as Fred VanVleet will get a steal. And he gets it, and in his eagerness, and I fully understand that he wants to push the ball up the court, but what he does here is pretty poor because he wants to get the live dribble back and he wants somebody to pass it back to him, and he picks Chris Boucher, who's on the run, a lanky dude. He's got 2 defenders around him. It's not a smart pass by Fred VanVleet, especially when he has Baines right there who can quickly do a quick give and go and start the play. Philly is now resetting, and you'll see Norman Powell still in the other side of the court because he thought the Raptors would be in transition, so he's running. But now Philly has the ball, and we have ourselves a 5-on-4 situation. And you can see Aaron Baines right there pointing at Shake Milton and saying, somebody get him. And that somebody probably is Boucher, who's kind of congested between Baines and Van Vliet there. And he's kind of late to realize this, thus putting Siakam in a bit of a 2-on-1 situation there, which Philly capitalizes on.